every single angle. This is the worst they could possibly drag up.
Right. No, I agree with you. So the question I would ask you, though, because obviously you've moved away from that business, the thing I find to be the most interesting about you is that younger boys love you.
Yes.
They absolutely, like the 12, 13-year-old, 14-year-old. I have not come across a 12, 13-year-old boy who's not just an Andrew Tate stan.
Yeah.
And I think it's remarkable. It gives you a lot of power. And I think this is perhaps the interest that a lot of people have in you is, what are you going to do with this power, right? You have all of these boys, they believe in you, they stand up for you. And that is why it becomes important to state, I'm not sorry that I lived this. I don't think I would say that I'm sorry for anything decisions that I made when I was young either, because this is the deck of hands that I was given. What do you want me to do?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I do try to, now knowing that I have such a following of a lot of young ladies that follow me, say like, listen, I did the idiot stuff, so you don't have to.
Power and responsibility go hand in hand. And that's the thing that's so interesting. These out-of-date clips, and they want to talk about these things from 10 years ago. At the time when I was talking to camera, those videos are made for private circulation initially. Secondly, I wasn't trying to educate the world on anything back then. I didn't have the kind of power and influence I have back then. The way you say something to a video which has 50 viewers has to be different than the way you say something to a video that has 50 million viewers.
What's up, good people? Welcome back to the Mikey Mike Show, News and Entertainment. It's me, Michael B. Wiley. Before we get started, y'all know what y'all got to do. Hit that like button, press that subscribe button, and hit the notification bell so you can get notified every time I drop a video. Now, let's get into it. Candace Owens. Y'all, she did it again. Candace Owens sat down with Andrew Tate in a good 3-hour interview, and it was bomb dropping after bomb dropping after bomb dropping after bomb dropping. But what I want to focus on most, Andrew Tate was very clear on his stand and his position, which Candace Owens also agreed with, which many of us men will agree with. Not probably a lot of women, but for the most part, us men will agree with that it's difficult in today's society to be a man without being labeled misogynistic or toxic for your thoughts, your feelings, and opinions, right? So, as I'm watching this interview, I'm like, oh my God, Andrew Tate is right. And it's so scary that when you start to hear it over and over again, and it's kind of like repeating itself, it really becomes a reality. Like, we are set up in a world today where a man really cannot be a man based off what he feels. Some of the things that Andrew Tate aligned himself in or with, I can agree with. Not saying I agree with everything Andrew Tate says or does, but I understand the logic and where he come from. And if you guys think that I'm the only one who understands this logic, Andrew Tate have millions, if not billions of men who understands this logic. He have millions of young boys following him. He have millions of young men following him. He have millions of men following him. So there must be some truth into how he thinks, operates, and his thought process. There must be some truth. Now, the trafficking stuff and all this other stuff I don't know about. I'm not getting into that. Him doing porn and I'm not getting into that. What I'm getting into is the fact that it's true that if you feel like a woman that is overly half naked would not be considerable for marriage, you are either banned, blackballed, or labeled. If you are a man that has an opinion, a strong opinion, you are labeled gay. You are labeled misogynistic. You are labeled toxic. If you are a man that chooses to stand up for himself, you are labeled crazy. Like, what are you? I mean, who are you to stick up for yourself, right? And in this 3-hour-long interview, I really got to see who Andrew Tate was. I'm glad Candace Owens let him talk as much as he did. If you guys don't think, and I'm talking to the men that watch my channel, because my channel is predominantly men, if you guys do not think that what he's saying have some truth to it, go check out the interview. Go watch the interview. Andrew Tate is not the best guy in my book, but he's surely not the worst guy in my book. And I can respect him because he chose to stand on his truth, whether we consider it to be right or wrong. Now, he was talking about his father in this interview. He said his father, when he was a 3-year-old boy, would just sometimes walk by and push him on the ground. And his mom would yell, hey, why would you do that? Don't do that to my baby. And his dad, hey, life is tough. Get up. You know, I related to that. My mom was so sensitive to me that even if my father, you know, who taught us how to be men, who taught us good values and brought good structure into the home, I could relate, because I would say, wow, you know, when my dad would be tough on us as boys, as men coming to be, you can hear my mom, why are you so tough on them? Stop. Don't be that tough on them. And he'd tell her, hey, these are men in the making, and I have to be tough. And I thank God he did it, because it caused me to think for myself, and it caused me to see things for myself in a way that nobody else could have taught me but him. My mom surely didn't know how to be a man, so how was she going to teach me how to be a man? You know, in today's society, how can a woman teach you how to be a man and she's never been a man a day in her life? Even if she tried to be a man, she couldn't be a man a day in her life, right? And it just made perfect sense, because I'm like, well, we live in society where we are just super sensitive to everyone's feelings. We are super sensitive to everyone's opinion, that we can't have our own. But as men in society, we have to stand up and say, hey, we have to bring it back. We have to take back who we are. We have to take back our masculinity. We have to take back our control. And we have to take back our power. Not letting things of the world take those from us. And when I say things of the world, I'm talking about things like you see on the internet, far as half-naked women, far as people engaging into intercourse online, you know, in the world today we live in. And what Andrew Tate said in this interview stood out. He said that in this world today, if you are standing up for yourself, if you're a man of honor, a man of value, a man of somewhat control, that's not the norm. And because it's not the norm doesn't necessarily mean that it's wrong and it's not right. You should want to be a man of honor. You should want to be a man of control. You should want to be a man of power. You should want to be a high value man. And with that comes great responsibility and great work. Anything easy is something wrong with. And if you don't believe it, just think of anything you got easy and think of how fast it went out your life. Now, think of anything you got hard, anything that came hard to you that you achieved, accomplished, and think of all those things and think of how today they are still embedded in you and still are in your life. As a man, I can't speak for women, I'm speaking for men. Made valid sense, perfect interview, and I was very intrigued by the whole 3-hour interview. Candace let him talk. Candace let him get his points of view out, and she did very well with this whole interview. At first I was skeptical. I'm like, hold on, a woman interviewing Andrew Tate, let's see how this go. But Candace really let him talk and really let him get his point of view out, his thoughts. And I think that's what we need in today's world, because a lot of men are not able to get how they feel or think or their opinions out without being criticized. Now, you guys go check out that interview. It was very great. It was awesome. Like I said, Candace sat down with Andrew Tate, and it was one of the best interviews I've seen, because she let him go. All right. Like I said, the stuff that's being brought against Andrew Tate, his past, I'm not gonna hold that against him. Every last human being on this planet has done something wrong. But when the truth come out and you hear the truth, it's the truth. No matter your past, no matter what you're doing, no matter what we see on TV, the truth is the truth. And if you can't agree with anything else, you can agree with the truth. And that's all I got to say about that. Go check out that Andrew Tate interview. Candace Owens sat down, and like I said, she did her thing, y'all. She did her thing. I was skeptical, but when I watched the whole 3-hour interview, I was at ease, because you could hear how this man came about to the man he is today, and you now know why he has so many men following him, young to old. All right, tell me what you guys think about this video in the comment section. I'm gonna let go, and peace out.